Excuse me, what the actual shit are you doing in my house? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, your favorite astronaut Fattorini here. Do you guys remember the Undertale fandom? I mean, the old one? Around 2016, this fandom was considered some of the, or dare I say, the worst fandom online. And as part of said fandom back in the day, I can confirm it with 100% sure. But in the middle of some standard cringy stuff, we had also creative cringy stuff. I'm talking about those fan comics of Q&A with the characters made in Tumblr and DeviantArt, such as Drinkara and so on. Things that almost rewrote the entirety of the characters in order to fit the fanon, concepts almost creating a whole fanfiction universe. And oh, I can list some of those. I remember that this was also the time where alternative universes, aka AUs, kinda started to get more and more popular by that time. For the record, I don't know when the whole concept of AU was created, and in my personal vision, it was Undertale that popularized it. And I can tell that based on the shit ton of AUs of Undertale that exists. I'm giving you this context, not because I don't think you guys know what Undertale is and what was its impact on the internet, nor give you any nostalgia for that matter. I'm saying all of that because today, we're going to see one of the most famous sad fan comics of that time, the AU's Christmas Party. If it isn't obvious enough though. Created by Crayon Queen on DeviantArt. Oh, actually this was posted on Tumblr. Now that's new here, isn't it? Oh boy, I remember seeing some fan dubs of this on YouTube when I was like 12 or something. And today I decided to give this a look and see how good this aged and how cringe it is today. But before we go, just a quick warning. I made a post recently on my community tab thanking for the 800 subs. But also I said that I had some ideas for a 1000 special. I won't get in details on what I have planned, but it's going to have two segments, and one of those is going to be a Q&A. So if you want to ask me any questions, comments, or just a shout out for me in video, don't be shy. Go there and leave a word. Speaking of, I'm going to ask this now. If you like this type of content, leave a like. If you think I'm doing a good job by reading this, subscribe. And if you have something to say or even another suggestion of video for me to make, don't be shy and leave a comment down there. Our disclaimer said, let's not waste any time. Let's go to the comic. We start this comic with an interaction between Underfell Sans and Sans, with Fel making fun of Science, kind of mocking his way to act as he holds a mug. Science didn't care about it. Instead, questions about on why Fel's eye is always glowing. Fel is got by surprise, asking what is he talking about. Science says that this takes a lot of power and it must be very exhausting, asking if he has white eyes as well. Fel responds saying that yes, but who on earth cares about that? Science says that he's just saying that a break would be good for him. Besides, he's curious. Fel estranges the curiosity of Science about his eyes, but after insisting once, Fel agrees. I swear, some of those bones are about to look like a symbol that a certain German painter would like. Fel Sans finally shows his white eyes, and immediately comments on how that's way nicer and super damn pitiful, as Science smug, saying that he told him. On the next story, we see Aftertale Sans interacting with Swap Sans. After is welcoming Swap into his party and wishing a Merry Christmas, as he asks which AU is Swap. I guess you know what he responds. He then proceeds to ask if Aftertale Sans need assistance, since he seems to be hurt. He responds saying that not much can be done, but he's fine. As Blueberry, yes, I remember how people within the community used to call this version of Sans, says that he knows something that always helps, a Hershey's kiss. Oh my god, I remember how people used to treat this version of Sans back then. Always picturing him acting like, I don't know, some 5-year-old kid in every goddamn situation. Yes, I know that other swap's supposed to be a change of personalities between the main characters of the game, and Papyrus isn't really the example of maturity, but he's also far from being as idiotic and naive as this version of Sans, you know? This comes to a certain point where it stops being inaccurate and becomes straight up cringe to the point of being insufferable. But hey, what do you expect? We're talking about 2016 and 2017 Undertale fandom here, so nothing's new under the sun. Anyway, he then shoves the Hershey's keys into After's mouth, saying that he'll be okay, and proceeding to leave right away. We then see a series of Aftertale Sans thoughts, calling Blueberry adorable, and saying that he will keep him. Not strange at all, ladies and gentlemen. That until Swap Papyrus shows up, saying that he shouldn't even think it. How the hell do you know what he's thinking? Next story, we see Underfell Sans observing his and Swap Papyrus talking to each other, wondering what they are talking about, and commenting on how this whole thing is weird. Blue then shows up, saying that he's wondering the same thing. Fel even gets scared, but Blue continues saying that they're saying good things. He changes the subject and asks Fel if he's having fun at the party, because he is. Fel answers it saying that he only talked to that nerd for a while, and that's all. Blue gets surprised and questions if he isn't having any fun. Fel then proceeds to answer in the most edgy way possible, saying that in his word, monsters tolerate each other. They don't play house like the rest of them. Blue focuses on the tolerate part, asking if he doesn't have any friends, and asking if his Papyrus loves him. Fel answers jokingly saying that the only love they got is level of violence. Blueberry then gets silent, as Fel says that it's not a big of a deal, which Blue disagrees, saying that it is a big deal, and claiming that he will be his first ever friend. Fel even questions that, but Science suddenly appears, saying that he thought they were friends already. Blue then says they can all be friends together, as Fel objects, saying that he didn't agree to any of that. We then got a glimpse on how the convo between Swap and Fel Papyrus is going, with Swap asking Fel how is he going. He says that the way they have fun in their universe is pathetic, and Swap says that he might have fun since his brother is having fun. Fel even denies it, pointing out on how he seems unhappy, and Swap asks if he doesn't really see it. He proceeds to say that he knows his brother better than anyone else, no matter the universe. He can read them like books. Fel questions on what does that have to do with anything, and Swap just says that he hasn't been too nice to him. Maybe it's time to let up all that pressure. Fel responds saying that he's helping him. He needs to tough up or he'll be swallowed up whole. Swap then says that he is in no place to judge, but if he doesn't let up, he might lose him, and finalizes asking for him to not swear in front of Blue. Next story, we finally see the original Sans and Papyrus bringing the iconic spaghetti. As they served, I'm almost sure that is some reutilized art. Fel Sans comment that after looks like he has been through hell and back. He jokingly says thanks for the reminder and proceeds to ask if he's Underfell Sans. Fel confirms and asks what could even possibly happen to him that he glitched out so bad. After says that this is a conversation that he would rather not be having. Don't worry, I know the lore. Sans ejected himself with determination on a certain timeline where Frisk is possessed by Kara. That gave him some powers, but the only ones who matter is that he is immortal and apparently trapped Frisk/Kara, I don't care, in the loading screen. He now goes from AU to fix/destroy the timelines. You should fear for your universe, just saying. Anyway, Fel Sans says that whatever he did must have been for a very good reason. Even if something didn't work out, he should be proud of his scars. They are proof that he tried. After Sans says that he never thought about it that way, and asks if Fel wants to see his eye. Fel doesn't even think twice before saying yes. Even when After warns him on how bad this thing is, he still wants to see it. And when After finally shows him, he gets scared. After makes a pen about him not looking very chilled to the bone, and as Fel leans on his back, he says that his skull is melting, and he's still making jokes, calling him a badass. Next story, Science Sans reached the Classic Sans, saying that he had been looking for him. Classic says hi, as he points out that Science seems unhappy. He confirms saying that someone sparked the Eggnog, and he didn't know. And sure, they could discuss the logic of magic skeletons getting drunk, but he doesn't think that's important. I answer this to you. It's for plot purposes. This is the second fan media of Undertale that I've seen where alcohol plays some important bit somehow. I'm recognizing a pattern to which I'm not really sure if I like it. Classic Sans bet it was Fel perhaps, but Science says that regardless who did it, he's very tipsy now, and he's thinking things. He asks for Classic to promise he won't judge him, to which he does. Science then gets prepared, and says that he knows they have no lips, but he thinks this stuff is making him want to kiss Underfell Sans. And we reached it, everybody. It was about time something like this showed up. That ends our video for today, everybody. See you later. As I was saying, Classical Sans just takes Science's mug out of him, saying that he has had enough of Eggnog. Going to the next, we see a brief conversation between Fel and After. After shows up saying that he hopes he didn't creep Fel out earlier, for he looked uncomfortable. Fel says that was nothing. He saw way worse back in his verse. After says that he's sorry for hearing that, but Fel says that this kind of stuff makes them awesome as hell in Underfell. I think that a music can be made with this, but I'm not gonna risk improvising something here. After even asks if being tortured makes them cool there, to which Fel awkwardly conforms. Both of them get silent for a long moment, and then Fel flees right away from the embarrassment. We then see him chugging up on the spiked eggnog. Glasgow even tries to advise him, but he seems to not care a bit about it. We directly see him for a couple of minutes saying that the nog is strong. That until Fel Paps showed up. Sans even asks on how he's enjoying himself, to which he responds saying that he isn't, and that they are leaving. Sans even questions why, and Paps responds that he got all of the info he wanted from these people. He was curious about their alternative versions and has learned that they're all useless and pathetic, so why stay? Paps then proceeds to ask Sans if he's really having fun there, which he denies. Paps then says that he saw how Sans talked to them, saying that he's playing right in their hands. He proceeds saying that he must stop being so weak, or else he'll get himself killed. He comments on how he swears Sans is letting them walk all over him, and finalizes saying that he has more 10 minutes before they're gone. Sans mumbles something, and as Paps questions what is he saying, he suddenly shouts for him to screw himself. He then dumps on him everything he's feeling, saying that he doesn't know how to talk with these people, and just embarrassed himself in the front of the coolest guy in there. He finalizes saying that if Paps excuses him, he's gonna drink until he can't feel anything at all. Sans flees from the scene again, and as he leaves, Classical Sans appears, saying that Fel Paps is in trouble. Up to the next story, we see both Blue and Science going to have a talk with Classical Paps to invite him to a friend club. Blue presents himself as the president and mentions on how he thought that Paps would be a good member. He says that their third member isn't there right now, but the committee of him and the minister of something that even he doesn't know are there. He asks for Science to explain what is he minister of, and then he presents himself as the Friend Club Minister of War. Blue even says that the Friend Club can't have a Minister of War, which Science disagrees, saying that they'll use friendship blasters to enforce universal kindness with an iron fist. Blue then says that no, he won't, for the president won't allow it, but Science says that the president can stop him, for he already have the Friend military backing his takeover. Blue then shouts on how there is no Friend military in the Friend Club, which Science once again disagrees, saying that yes there is, because he made one. Blue then says that no one would betray him, for he would be a kind and just ruler, at least at first, and finalizes with both Science and Blue giggling together, saying that this is too much fun as Papyrus leaves the scene. Oh my god guys, look! I made Undertale Sans and Science says so quirky, lol. This looks like the kind of humor coming from a band kid, for God's sake. You see Papyrus' face here? That's exactly my reaction to this entire comic. Next story starts with you know, I can only take a certain amount of cringe per day. Can I go now? Thank you. Well, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. This was genuine pain for me to read and write about, and I hope that I could at least filter it enough for you guys to make it watchable. The comics problem is not about being outdated or something. I think that if we had the same mental capacity as we have today back then, this most surely would be as cringe as it seems nowadays. If you guys want to see more of this comic, please leave a comment saying it, but I guarantee you that I'm not bringing the second part so soon. If anything, I'll bring it the second part as a Christmas special for the channel. This might give me enough time to detox from all of that. But anyway, you guys know the drill. If you like this type of content, leave a like. If you think that I'm doing a good job by reading this, subscribe. And if you want to say something or give any suggestion of comic for a future video, don't be shy. Leave a comment down there. For now, I must go. I need to find a certain king in order to get to the surface again. Hopefully nothing bad happens to me when I get there. See you later, Space Wanderer.